Hey guys, it's the start of another month, so let's do a quick rundown of how I'm getting on with my 2024 commitments. For those of you who are new to my channel, I do commitments rather than New Year's resolutions and do these accountability things to try and keep myself just going with them, keep myself in a place where I can just make it all work. Helps somewhat psychologically. We'll see. My commitments this year are under two headings, as they usually are, the first of which is creative. The first commitment under the heading of creative is to bullet journal each month, doing a bit more experimenting. I am doing more experimental stuff in my bullet journal, and it's looking pretty good, I'd say. I've got all of March already, and then I've also got all of April's already. I'll show you that next month, but I will just show you March's one for now. I had a real struggle trying to come up with a theme for March's bullet journal, but I did come up with one, and it's an interesting one, really. So we've gone with fictional weapons. Now, this was just a weird one. I've been playing a lot of like God of War and came up with some stuff for that, and I was like, well, let's spin this out a little bit more. So I've come up with a bunch of ideas, and I executed them, and I think that they're pretty good. We're going to start off with the cover, which is the green hilt sword from Order of the Stick, and I just really like how that turned out, even if it is a bit squint, but it's good. Then we've got the calendar and goals, which the calendar itself is made up, and I'm not sure how I feel about this still, to be honest. The Golden Lasso from DC Comics, Wonder Woman's Golden Lasso, and then we've got the calendar and goals title is a Green Lantern ring, and the goals themselves are encased in a batarang. Then, on the next page, we've got a mood tracker again. I found that this was quite a useful thing. It was really making me use the bullet journal quite a lot in February's one, so I continued it. And fictional weapons, what's more iconic than a lightsaber? So we've got a bunch of lightsaber hilts, and as I go on, they're gonna get filled up by blades, obviously. Week 1 is the God of War Ragnarok weapons, so we've got the Blades of Chaos across the middle, the Draupnir Spear up the middle, and then the actual Leviathan Axe in the top there. Just a nice border, and I think that's worked pretty well. Week 2 is a bit more of an abstract, surreal one than week 1, or most of the rest of them, to be honest, because it's about the damage types in Horizon Forbidden West. Now, I tried my very best to make this look decent, and it's a bit messy still, but we've got all of the different sorts of damage types that you can use, and I think that it works. It's not my favourite one that I've ever done for this, but I think it works pretty well. Week 3, I had to do something with Warcraft, so we've got Atiesh, the Great Staff of the Guardian, above the crossed blades of the Ashbringer and Frostmourne, and then we've got the two blades of Shalamain, which are Elamain and Shalator, I believe. I may be misremembering that. That are the swords that Anduin and Varian use, and I think that this is very cool. I'd already done before in the video game one, I think it was, the whole thing with crossed weapons from Warcraft. I did Gorehowl and Doomhammer, and so I gave the Alliance and humans in general some love there. Then week 4 had to do something with Lord of the Rings, so we've got all of the swords from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit in their movie incarnations, and then to fill it out a little bit more, we've got the staffs of the Astari, the wizards in Lord of the Rings. So we've got Sting, and then we've got Gandalf's staff, then we've got Glamdring, which is Gandalf's sword, then we've got Gandalf's other staff from when he becomes Gandalf the White, then we've got Orcrist, Thorin's sword, then we've got Saruman's staff, and then finally we've got Anduril, Flame of the West, Aragorn's sword from Return of the King, and it's so good. Then the final week is one that I just couldn't come up with a good way of doing, really. So I came up with doing these boundaries with miscellaneous ones that I couldn't fit in any specific thing. Like, there was either too many of them or not enough of them to have their own page, and it just kind of wasn't going to fit in anywhere else. So here we are. We've got Tahu's Fire Sword from Bionicle, we've got the Solar Reflector from Okami, Longclaw from Game of Thrones / Song of Ice and Fire, we've got the Splatter Shot from Splatoon, we've got Aegislash from Pokemon, and then finally we've got the Master Sword from Legend of Zelda. All good ones that I just couldn't fit in any other way. Finally, we've got a new sort of page. Now this is a media lists page where I'm going to have all of the things of these categories that I have consumed, or in the case of videos made, down here. And I based this on Marvel, because I hadn't done properly a Marvel thing yet. And these are all the different Thor hammers in some way, shape or form, based on the comics, not the films. So we've got Standard Mjolnir at the top, we've got Ultimate Mjolnir, the one from the Ultimate Universe, to the right. Then we've got Stormbreaker, the comic version that's to do with Beta Ray Bill, down here in the right. Then we've got Thunderstrike, the mace, who it's a whole thing, and Jarnbjorn, Thor's axe from his early days that's only been around for about 10 years or so, realistically. So those are all just separating out TV shows, movies, books, video games, and videos, and that's all good. And then finally, I did another Marvel one because I could. We've got my monthly stats and monthly favourites. I thought that was quite a useful way of doing things, so here we go. I've got the Soul Sword from Marvel, specifically the most recent version, which has again only been on the go for about 10 years or so, but it's a very iconic design and works pretty well. I'm feeling pretty good about bullet journaling at the moment. There's a lot that's really keeping me going with it a lot, and I'm liking it. It's good. It's a good way of being both creative and just sort of keeping myself accountable in ways that these videos also do help with a bit, so that's good. The second commitment under the heading of creative is to have a regular video schedule, one every 2 weeks to start with. It's not really been quite that regular yet. I've just been busy. There's been a lot going on. Work is a lot at different times, and I just haven't been in creative places at the moment, and there's some stuff that I can't quite talk about yet, but I've got my reasons, and it's just what it is, and I'm only going to get busier as the month goes on. The third and final commitment under the heading of creative is to work on a creative project every 2 months, either month on, month off, or the same project spread across 2 months. It'll vary depending on how I feel about it all, and it's just kind of been a bit of a weird one. And January and February I set myself working on the Dream board game that I've been working on and off for about 10 years now, and it's got promise still, but I didn't really get that much progress made. I mean, I made no progress in January at all, as I said in the last video of these, but in February I made a little bit, very, very small amount, but it was mostly just familiarising myself with the project before I really got ready to shelve it again, because I'm gonna take a month off for March, to be honest. It's just a bit much at the moment, lots of stuff is going on. The second heading for my commitments this year is health and life, mostly just things that didn't fit under creative, and the first one of those is to exercise once a week. Back to tennis or badminton is what I put down in the list document, and I haven't managed to do it. I haven't managed to get any exercise done, really. I've just been so busy. I need to find some time to go and have a look in the gym at my work and see about getting an induction or something there, because I think I do get to use it. We'll see. I have done a little bit of research into tennis and badminton in the village we're living in, but not enough to be able to actually... I don't think that there's a proper club or anything, so I think it's just going to be a matter of getting some friends or something and booking a tennis court, because there's one in the village. We'll see. The second and final commitment under this or any heading is to be more proactive about arranging social engagements, not leaving an interaction without a future engagement arranged. Still getting there on this. I think that I managed it pretty well. A lot of seeing my parents, a lot of seeing my friend Lachlan, and that's mostly it, to be honest. But I am getting there with keeping my social engagements stacking up. I know when things are happening more than I did before. So it's all progress. So that is how I'm getting on with my 2024 commitments so far. Bit of a mess still, but getting there. There's progress being made, and I'm trying not to beat myself up too much about it not being as much as I would have liked. It's a difficult thing to deal with at any point, and we're just kind of in weird patterns at the moment, not quite managing to get a move on with much. But some stuff, as I said, I can't really talk about just yet. Just gonna have to wait and get a move on with some more of it as we go on. Let me know in the comments down below how you're getting on with your 2024 commitments, resolutions, whatever it is you do. I'd love to know, so tell me down there. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you remember to like and share it and subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbnails over there to see other videos by me, click on the link in the description down below to join my Discord, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!